As sacrilegious as it might be to some people, I did not really enjoy the first Super Mario Galaxy. I generally prefer Super Mario Sunshine's and 64's open levels and varying objectives. So I was pretty ambivalent when talks of a sequel began to arise, but in the end, I couldn't not get the game. And now I'm happy to say that Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the most fun games I've played in a very long time. For those heavy into the Mario canon, Galaxy 2 won't satisfy. Nintendo basically ignores that Galaxy 1 ever happened. Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser again, and Mario has to collect a bunch of stars so he can defeat Bowser again before he takes over the universe or something. It's a juvenile narrative, childishly told, but come on, saving the princess is not the goal here. The goal is to jump over lava pits and get stars, and doing so has never been more fun. It's hard for me to comprehend the creative talent over at Nintendo. Any concept or obstacle that they could think of, no matter how crazy, gets thrown into the mix, making for a game as random as it is clever. But all these ideas that might make it for a coder's nightmare are integrated with astounding polish. Mario can still only jump and spin, but the environments in which he uses those moves are some of the craziest I've ever seen. There's a level where Mario's spin causes the platforms to rotate, forcing you to carefully jump while avoiding giant chomps the entire time. There's another where you're platforming through blocks of liquid water hanging out in space. Ideas that could be whole games on their own show up for one or two of the game's hundreds of stars and then never show up again. To me, that's Galaxy 2's strongest feature, sheer variety. If you don't like one level, you can play through the entire game without ever visiting it again. But there's a good selection of power-ups that are mostly really fun to play with, like the returning Bee suit or the new Cloud suit. And that stupid Spring suit, barely even in the game. All these additions make for a plethora of gameplay styles, and again, Nintendo has made each one simple to understand and incredibly fun to use. Aside from those power-ups, Mario rolls, skates, flies, and slides, all tailored beautifully to the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. However, the camera remains a minor sticking point with me. You can move your view with the D-pad, but I found that many times the game would not allow me to do so. Most of the time, the game automatically finds a good angle for you, an amazing feat given the scope of the three-dimensional nature of the game. But I wish I could have had more control. The Co-Star mode returns from the previous game, even more fun than before. This partner can do a lot more in this game, including killing enemies on his or her own, and a good player too can come in handy. Also, this game is hard. After a bit of a slow beginning, the difficulty ramps up intensely. However, I do not say this as a complaint, because the feeling of accomplishment after each star makes up for the frustration every time. It takes 60 stars to reach the final Bowser fight, but you can easily sink in dozens of hours if you are dedicated enough to nab all 242 stars. A quick note, I felt myself much less compelled to play beyond 120. The way the game plays out afterwards feels a little cheap, but I still felt that the quest for 120 stars made for a spectacular adventure. Nintendo knows how to work on their own consoles, and they certainly prove it with Galaxy 2. The lack of HD does not hurt this game at all. The worlds are uniquely beautiful, colorful, and detailed. I only wish that Nintendo could find some new themes to work with. We've seen the desert world, we've seen the water world, we've even seen the fire/ice world before. Each style brings its own gameplay challenges, but while still fun, they seem all too familiar by now. Super Mario Galaxy 2 fulfills its promise of more Mario Galaxy and so much more. While some would argue about a video game's ability to tell a provocative, character-driven story, Nintendo was stuck with what they worked on back when they popularized the medium, making something purely fun. Story gets a 5. It's dumb. Who cares? Design gets a 10. Nintendo is crazy, and we all get to reap the benefits. Gameplay ranks at 9.5. The old-school difficulty does not get in the way of having a blast while playing this game. Presentation comes in at a 9.5. This Wii game stands up to other more powerful consoles on the merit of its art, which is quite stunning. Replay value gets an 8.5. While I would love to replay the first 120 stars again, the post-game leaves something to be desired. Finally, Super Mario Galaxy 2 scores a 9.7. Nintendo has set a high standard for Wii games to follow, but this game could keep you playing for a long time to come.